What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch and review for you. Today we're talking about the brand new Holo Taco Bon Voyage collection, which is actually their 6th anniversary collection. Now before we get into it, if you haven't heard of Holo Taco before, they are a nail polish brand created by YouTuber Cristine of Simply Nailogical, and all of their polishes are 10 free, meaning they are free of 10 of the potentially harmful ingredients that can be found in nail polish. They're vegan, meaning they do not use any animal derived ingredients, and they're also cruelty free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. So they released 6 polishes to celebrate 6 years, and they actually come in this adorable little collector's box, which is like a little Louis Vuitton vibe. And we actually have a variety of different finishes and colors going on here. So we really have a good example of all the different types of polishes that Holo Taco has created over the years. So let me show you the swatches first, then we can get a little bit more into my thoughts on them, and then we can talk about pricing, availability, all that good stuff. So roll the swatch footage. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today it's the Holo Taco base coat. So first up in the collection we have the shade Icon on Board, and this one is a neon pink jelly formula, and I am so excited about this one. It's deceptively simple, but if you couldn't guess from my hair, I am definitely in my pink era right now, and I feel like this is just the perfect pink summery color, and the formula is incredible. As far as I'm aware, Holo Taco has not done any pure jelly formulas like this without any glitter or anything in them, and they really did an amazing job. In 2 coats, it gave me really beautiful coverage. You could still see the visible nail line, but it was very smooth and there wasn't any patchiness. And then in the 3rd coat, I was able to pretty much cover up that visible nail line, get a little bit more intensity of color. So just depending on how bold I want the nail to be, I can really decide how many coats I want to do. And I have a feeling this is also going to work for jelly sandwiches, which you know I will scream from the rooftops about jelly sandwiches because I love them. So absolutely gorgeous shade, perfect for me right now in my pink phase and perfect for summer. Next up we have the shade Unicorn Number 1, and if you've been a fan of nail polish or in the nail polish community for a while, you've probably heard of this elusive unicorn pea, which is a type of iridescent pigment that shimmers between this gorgeous red copper pink iridescent vibe, and that is exactly what we have in this polish. We've got this cool toned purple jelly base, and it is absolutely packed with that fiery pigment, which is such a gorgeous contrast. I started off with 2 coats and it definitely gives that sheer jelly sort of vibe in 2. Personally, I loved the way that this one looked in 3 coats. I got nice intensity of color, but I was able to still get that jelly-like sort of feel, and you know me, I love a cool base with a warm shimmer or the reverse, so I thought this one ended up being absolutely stunning. Next up we have Precious Cargo, and this is another one, when you see it in the bottle you probably don't expect it to be what it is on the nail, and this is such a special shade in my opinion. It's kind of a mix between being a multi-chrome and being a linear hollow, so you get all of the fun finishes in one. We've got this almost bronzy metallic kind of base color. It's a little deep and dark, and then we have it absolutely packed with linear hollow plus an iridescent shimmer that shifts between pink into orange, and it is just so fun. No matter what the lighting is, I feel like you get such an exciting color on your nails. So I appreciate shades like this that have kind of a multi finish, but this one ended up being super stunning and it gave me perfect coverage in 2 coats. Moving on, we've got the shade Wanderlust, and this is another jelly polish, but this time it is absolutely packed with shimmer. So we have this sort of periwinkle blue purple jelly base, and then within it we have these slightly larger flaky shimmers of iridescence that shift between gold into green into teal and turquoise and even into blue at some edges. So it kind of gives that lit from within sort of look, and again there's a really nice contrast between that cooler base color and then that really intense yellowy gold kind of shade that it hits when there's light directly on the polish. So another absolutely gorgeous shade. It feels very much like a a mermaidy sort of vibe to me, especially with the flecks hitting the light a little bit differently. I loved this one in 3 coats. It gave such a gorgeous bold look. And then we have the shade Sky Lounge, and this one is a really intense blue metallic foil polish. So you can see it's a little bit sheer in the first coat, but it ended up giving me perfect coverage in the second. And I absolutely love this type of formula. It is so glowy and shiny and sparkly, and I love everything about it. This very intense shade of blue does kind of give me winter holiday vibes, but I can also see it working for summertime and pools and that sort of vibe. So I think it's going to be a very versatile kind of shade. And then last but not least, we have the Magnetic Taco, and that is exactly what it sounds like. So we've got this silver pigment magnetic top coat that you can apply over any color, and you can magnetize it in a few different ways. So let me show you the cat eye style first, just applying a coat, and then while it's still wet, I hover my magnet over it for 30 to 60 seconds, and it leaves this really beautiful 3-dimensional line. So here I am trying it over Icon on board, and I have to say I love magnetic toppers like this. I feel like they're very rare, but when I come across one, I get so excited because I just love a magnetic vibe, and this one has such a crispiness to it. You can really see that all of that magnetic pigment just pulled towards the center of this manicure and left all of the color in the base behind, and it just turned out absolutely perfect. Now you can also apply this in other ways. So the 2 most common in my opinion are the velvet style and the cat eye style. Cat eye style being the one I just showed you, and this is the velvet where you just apply a coat, and then while it's still wet you hover your magnet around your nails, and it sort of just creates this 3-dimensional vibe. It pulls all of the magnetic pigment up towards the top of your manicure, and it leaves this almost whitish glow. So I was curious to try this one, and I ended up picking it to try over Sky Lounge because I thought that would be a really beautiful combination, and I actually really love this. I feel like it's a little bit harder to tell just how intense that magnetic pigment is because we also have a very intense base here, but hopefully you can see it's super 3-dimensional, super gorgeous, and like I said, it's really versatile. You can use it over any polish. And here are all the shades together, and I really appreciate all of them. As usual lately, Holo Taco has been doing the exact color schemes that I totally love and want to wear on my nails all the time, so I really appreciate that. I love the emphasis on the jelly formulas, especially because I have been really enjoying those, and what I really love to see is how many different ways they can play around with different formulas. So they have been around for 6 years, and I just love to see them continuing to experiment with new stuff. Even shades like Precious Cargo are really different from what I've seen from them so far, so it's just really cool to see them continue to grow and try new things. But yeah, overall was really impressed. All the formulas were really good, all the colors were really beautiful, so let's talk about it a little bit more. So yeah, those are the polishes, and I have to say I really love all of these colors and finishes individually. I tend to be more of a color palette kind of person where I like the polishes in a collection to be on the more cohesive side, but I do think it's really cool that Holo Taco is kind of showcasing all of the finishes that they can do and all the stuff that they've done over the years through these 6 nail polishes. So for that, I'll give an exception to this collection because I do think it's very exciting. And like I said, I really enjoyed these polishes. I loved every finish. I think they did an incredible job with them. And the colors of these are definitely right in my ideal range of like pink, purple, blue, which is the colors that I tend to stray towards the most. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I think they did an incredible job here. I have to say, I really loved that magnetic topper. I feel like it's kind of a callback to the original Holo Taco polishes, like when they first came out and were doing toppers with every collection. I just thought that was really fun. I think it's a really impressive topper, and I've definitely been in a magnetic phase lately, so I appreciate them getting into that. I feel like they haven't dabbled too much into the magnetic polishes, but I really did enjoy this one. So now let's get into pricing and availability. These polishes are a limited edition for the 6th anniversary. I know the collection boxes tend to sell out pretty quickly, so if you are interested in these, I do recommend grabbing them as soon as you can. Each of the polishes come in the usual 12 milliliter bottles. Holo Taco shades tend to vary between $13 and $15 USD each. But yeah, I'll link everything down in the description. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this collection? What do you think of all the different finishes, and which is your favorite? And also, since we're talking about anniversaries, which type of finish has been your favorite Holo Taco finish so far? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. This collection has made me think of my own would you rather question. So that's what I'm going to ask today, and you guys have to give me your responses. So my question is, would you rather only be able to wear cream finish polishes and use whatever toppers you want at any time? Or would you rather only ever be able to use specialty finishes like shimmers, holos, that sort of thing, but no additional toppers? And I think my answer for that, honestly, even though I will say in the last few years, I have shifted from being a person who prefers cream finishes to being a person who prefers specialty finishes, I think that the versatility of toppers is so important to me that I think I would choose cream finishes plus toppers over specialty finishes, but it is a tough call because I do love me a specialty finish. So I'm curious to hear your response to this one. Leave it in the comments, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!
I feel better on the weekend. Give my life a better meaning.